Hi folks, how are you doing? Which is arguably the strong tournament of chess history, the Sinquefield Cup 2014 has kicked off in St. Louis, Missouri, United States of America, in the beautiful and precious really chess club and scholastic center of St. Louis, and we have strongest player playing there, 6 players: Magnus Carlsen, Levon Aronian, Nakamura, Maxim Vachier-Lagrave, Fabiano Caruana, and Veselin Topalov from Bulgaria. So the strongest tournament in history, they say, according to the average rating of the players. And yesterday it started with 3 games, with some of them being really exciting, especially this one we're gonna see now, the one between MVL Maxime Vachier-Lagrave with white pieces and the world champion, the great Magnus Carlsen with black pieces here. Was really an exciting opening. Let's see what happened. Maxime plays 1e4, and we go into the Scotch opening, not the Spanish this time. 3d4 Scotch opening. E takes, knight takes, bishop to c5, knight to b3, very normal stuff. Bishop back to b6 first, now knight to c3, and knight f6. Here bishop g5 is the absolute main line, very natural and good looking move. But lately queen e2 has been somehow popular, and Maxim picks this move. And this is, by the way, one of the favorites of Caruana with white pieces when he plays the Scotch. I remember seeing him play this more than once. The idea is to play the bishop somewhere, castle long, and have some aggressive intentions on the king side with maybe g3, bishop g2, f4, whatever. And here, well, lots of alternatives here. The most natural looking castle is the most popular move here. But Magnus comes up with a very, very interesting idea which completely messes the position, muds the water. He plays a5, really at the first sight a strange looking move. In my database, there is only one game with this move, Volokitin against Elianov 2013, so quite a fresh move from the past year. And really, the game goes crazy right now. White plays e5, and it seems black is giving up a piece, and in fact, he does. Magnus castles short and gives the bishop, the knight on f6. Knowing that he's getting lots of compensation to at least get the material back in a couple of moves, and win the interests if white is not careful enough. So now Maxim takes, and here a little subtlety which makes the difference between these super strong GMs and average players or patzers like me. I would have thought here immediately about rook e8. There's a strong pin here threatening to take the queen, but there is a move order subtlety here. Now white is on time to play bishop e3, and if black now plays a4, which is the idea of a5 to keep pushing this, the knight goes to d2, and if knight d4, threatening the queen and c2, just queen d1, and black has some compensation, but certainly doesn't seem enough for a piece, so white kind of gets away with it. The difference is that on the move number 9, Carlsen first plays a4, attacking the piece, and now he's kind of making it difficult for white to put the bishop on e3, the knight on d2 back, whenever he's threatening to play rook e8. So now if knight d2 was played, after rook e8, the bishop cannot go to e3 anymore to block this attack on the queen, so the knight would have to go to e4, but now with d5, black is getting his piece back easily and getting a good game here, a good position. That's why after a4, well, it's knight d5 the move white plays, and this is really completely original position. We're only on the move number 10, and this is really crazy. pieces hanging here, rook e8 in the air, this pawn on f6. So this is a very interesting position, very unbalanced one. Rook e8 is what Carlsen plays. Now bishop e3 as expected, and Magnus takes his piece back, having reached a really extremely interesting and unusual position after just 11 moves. Here, Maxime Vachier-Lagrave, you can see the threat checkmate. Queen g4 is what he's playing, and now he's giving the possibility to his bishop on f1 to get developed. So g6, and the bishop goes to c4. Here really some calculation is needed because, for instance, bishop takes e3 may seem tempting. F takes, and here the knight is defending e3, so why not rook a5 for instance? But after bishop takes, black could sacrifice here the exchange on d5. Bishop takes and take here, king f2. Now for instance rook e5 attacking the bishop, and if rook a d1, queen takes f6 check. The white king is in the kind of in the middle of the fire, both the black rook and the queen attacking here, and well, material imbalanced, king in the middle, certainly a very interesting looking position. So there were alternatives here, interesting looking moves after bishop c4, but Carlsen chose the very precise, it seems, knight b4, attacking the knight, which is the defender of e3 on his own, and also attacking c2, threatening a fork here. So here Maxime chose to take on b4, lots of variations and possibilities here. And after this, with the move d5, Carlsen is finally getting his piece back. He's attacking the queen and the bishop on c4 at the same time. So queen to f4, d takes, Maxime castles short, and there it goes. How's this for an unbalanced position? Look at these pawns here of black, black's bishop pair, but at the same time this pawn on f6, potentially dangerous. So really interesting to see this kind of position still can arise on the chessboard between strong GMs. Not everything is done with the theory home preparation. B takes c2 is what Carlsen plays here. Now knight d5, attacking a little here on b6. And it is important here to play this rook e6 move, attacking with two pieces the f6 pawn, because otherwise if black just plays a natural looking move like, I don't know, maybe bishop to e6, now suddenly this pawn is protected with the knight, and white can afford to play queen h6, and this is 1-0, as checkmate can only be stopped by the sacrifice of the queen. That's why white put the knight on d5 to protect this pawn. So it is necessary for black to keep attacking this pawn with two pieces, so that if the queen moves, black can take it. Queen took on c4, bishop takes on e3, f takes e3, and nice move here by black. b5 attacking the queen, and of course taking it is catastrophic for white, as c6 is winning the house. So queen c5 was played, and now bishop to b7 developing, attacking the knight. Knight e7 check, king to h8, white takes on c2, rook a to a6, unusual but interesting connection between the rooks on the 6th, attacking f6, defending themselves. Rook ac1, rook takes f6, these rooks are exchanged, and although white takes this pawn defending his knight on e7, black is absolutely fine after queen d2. In fact, he's up a pawn here. He's threatening the e3 pawn, sorry, He's having really active pieces with the bishop on b7, then the rook, the queen. But here Maxime Vachier-Lagrave is able to force the draw with a very interesting combination. First he checks on b8, king g7, and the weakness of black king is enough compensation, counterplay, not to be in any danger. Queen f8 check, king h5, and now the rook joins the party. Rook c5 check, g5, and now that it seems there are no more checks, white just sacrifices the rook. King takes and gets in with the queen on g7, rook g6, queen e5 check, f5, h4 check. It doesn't matter too much if black takes it or not. Carlsen didn't. He played king to h5, and after queen takes f5, there is a repetition of move with these checks, and the game was over. It was a draw in less than 40 moves, but a really hard fought game, really an exciting game, razor sharp opening. Certainly hoping for more games like this in this 2014 Sinquefield Cup. Thanks for